one thing you should be afraid of? Voodoo.
Welcome, brothers and sisters, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you, and for being the spell breakers that we are and that we have been, brothers and sisters, because I know it can be challenging as brother sister family in the world online. Y'all know how I do it, above and beyond thinking, and it's been a heck of a challenge for some of us, and but when we are at a heightened awareness deep within our soul, we know what it is, right? So again, welcome to I didn't say it already. Welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion, thus EBX and Lord Lamont show. And we had two great podcast, audio, because I will be showing my face in the future as well as Lord Lamont, but we've been having some great father and son discussions. We really got into some deep matters, our own personal lives, and ways and sways of the world, things like that, person, place, thing, just whatever comes up in our spirit. Because as I like to say, speaking is like a journey, especially when it's raw and authentic from that gut. Maybe humor will come up, knowledge and experiences of life. It's just wonderful when a teacher, a reacher and a teacher can come from the belly of that soul, from their toes through our soul, and just let it flow like Mama Nature and that great divine. Y'all know I speak about great divine a lot, because I don't care what we think, where we are, what we have. Without that great divine, we wouldn't be shit. That's just keeping it blunt. So be thankful if you are connected, and as Cat Williams said, have a great relationship with that great divine spirit, and bold and working on any area of our lives, especially ourselves, but just pinpointing things and dealing with it, not making excuses, taking up that torch of accountability and passing that righteous vibration on to others. But like I said, Lord Lamont and I, we had some great discussions. We did one in the morning. I think it was, let me see, we did one Saturday. I think we did one maybe Monday, I'm not sure. And we just, just different time zones, something different. And I caught him off guard kind of. But once we get going, like I said, speaking is like a journey, especially when it's coming from a teaching space and, something righteous from within. It's just a wonderful feeling. It really is. When one is actually doing what we're saying, even through the challenging times, because I don't ever want to come off like every day is sunshine, according to Mama Nature, and how we can, channel our emotions. But we do have challenges. Got to have those realities, as I love to say, never live in a false sense of reality. Danger. But we've had some wonderful discussions. One was on the beauty of life, and the other one was when great divine has a purpose. It's just wonderful, when we really speak to that divine spirit and connect with that relationship with that great divine and Mama Nature, as the great Cat Williams said, and some wonderful, wonderful things will come about. But we have to take that step, Again, a lot of warriors out here, a lot of us that have that light, whether we're speakers, artists, rappers, singers, just the upright, good human being, brother or sister, male or female, all of us have come through something that defined us and made us better, and we made that choice to do right. We paid attention to that divine voice in those pivotal moments in our life. Y'all know I be rhyming. I don't be meaning to. My son he caught that. We laughed about it. We had a lot of fun. It was fun, even fumbled on the podcast Lord Lamont and I did called, what was it called? Oh, the divine, when divine has a purpose, and I kind of fumbled the on the banner we had sunshine and a palm tree, and I hit a button or something and it messed up the banner a little bit, but we just laughed it off, So, but there was a time where I was like, oh, I'd be all embarrassed, but that's what being aware of oneself is all about, accepting our quirks and things that we used to traumatize us, depending on what it is. I'm talking about something that's not that bad, or just old things that we, they say old habits. I'm talking about, well, we get rid of the bad habits too now. I'm not excluding that, but I'm just saying, just little funny human things we have, that when we weren't aware of ourselves, we thought it was a bad thing. Then we get a little older, and some of our quirks can be funny. So that's what I'm saying about that podcast. We had a lot of fun, and it was nice to see him laugh. Lord Lamont did a lot of laughing in that podcast, and very observant. I'm proud of him. It's all my children, as I always say, call down that great protection from that great divine for ourselves, for ourselves and from ourselves, from that great divine and Mama Nature. So we never ever become, and from ourselves, of course, is so we never ever become our own worst enemy. Because once we do that, we won't see the beauty that could be right in front of us in our life, through our changes and choices. It's just wonderful, to stay the course, and be willing to dive deep into oneself and see what makes us tick, so we can have a great, golden, graceful life. Again, it was just nice to see him laugh, and what we do righteous in the present, say it with me, folks, will always ultimately benefit us in the future. That's facts. So let's get to it, brothers and sisters. As many that ride along with this channel, I salute you. One's fellow spell breakers, my son came up with that, our generals, our potential leaders, or our leaders, because that's another thing me and him talked about. Not all pastors now, but some of them, stop looking at people as the flock or sheep. We got to stop that shit. Like I said, we got to sift through that Bible. People are not flock and they're not sheep. They are potential leaders. It's just that they just have to find themselves, just like we all did, It's just unfortunate. Some will learn, some won't. But if our intuition is heightened and, and we're really, we using some of that empathic ability, we'll know who's willing to learn and grow and who's not. It's unfortunate, but that's a reality. I wish things like that didn't exist. I wish we all could be aligned as brother, sister, and family, but everybody has to know their path. Everybody has their own journey, as Lord Lamont and I say a lot. So, but be thankful but it's a lot of us that are at a state of awareness, whether we're just an upright human being or spiritual. But let's get to it, brothers and sisters. Great music lives forever, as we all know, and many of us speak on music. Just another EBX perspective on music. You hear me talk about music a lot, and I like all kinds of genres. I say all the time, but of course, hip hop is my first love, as I always say. And but great music lives forever, as you can see on the thumbnail and or banner. And I get to PM Don, and as we all know, great music. This song that I got a depiction of on the banner and or thumbnail, if we heard that song, it's great. And you send let's see, the title of it is you blissful memories, and I think he's singing about it's about a sister. It's about a girl, because it shows women in the video. So it's just, he's singing about, well, both of the brothers that's in the video. And salute, I love the video. The video is awesome. It's colorful, laid back, chill, and it's a story in that song. And he's just singing about, how a lot of us brothers have experienced when we come across a beautiful sister, how it make us feel when we see a beautiful sister, And especially when they're beautiful inside and out, that's even better. But I'm just kind of speaking like a general thing, So that's what I got from this song. And it's a great song, and it will live. We could listen to this song 10, 15 years from now and still get the same frequency. So that's what I'm talking about. And we're going to get with the title. Refreshing music is good for our chakras, as a lot of us that have been teachers for a while and have studied music, whether you're an artist or not, because you don't have to be an artist to know music. So to make that clear too. So this is for all music lovers, all types of music. Remember, we're gonna broaden the spectrum, so to speak. Not trying to use big words. That's that just popped up in one spirit. All right, refreshing music is good for our chakras. It really is, and that's why I love doing music. How it make me feel, how it make Lord Lamont feel, And Lord Lamont is very educated about music in different genres, which is really surprising. I didn't know that for a time, and he's really up on this. I'm proud of him. He did a lot of he's kind of schooled himself, so to speak. He educated himself on a lot of things. Like I said, hate to sound like a broken record, but Lord Lamont been through a lot. So, but we're gonna keep it positive. Again, it was nice to see him laugh in them podcasts. We really talked and expressed and got a lot of things out of us. And we really touched base on a lot of personal things in our own lives. He did and I did. Just wonderful when we can connect like that, and that's my son, my blood, So, and it's wonderful. And a salute to the, I got to start writing down people's names and comments, but someone in the comments said it's nice to see fathers and sons grow together. So salute to that. And I think it was a God Love, if I'm not mistaken. And, but fathers and sons too, because Lord Lamont and I played a clip from Atala Shabazz, salute, Malcolm X's daughter, rest in peace and in power, and all his children. I think all of Malcolm X's children is still alive, but his wife is no longer with us. May she rest in peace and in power, as well as all black historians that got us to the place that we are in. Like I say about our ancestors, brother, sister, general, that fought so very hard, man. That's why, man, to get us to where we are, even through our challenges, just remembering the righteous ones now, male or female, brother or sister, that didn't give a damn what evil entities are trying to do. They stuck with that divine warrior spirit. So salute to that. But my son and I, I'm bringing this up because of that comment. So salute to that comment. But again, daughters and fathers too, and daughters and moms too, but just kind of speaking on fathers, because that's like a really wonderful relationship. A daughter and a father relationship, man, that's dope. It really is dope. But that person, well, we played that and she spoke on her father, how he was, and she had the most gentle spirit. It's almost like she was right there in the room with us when you hear her speak on that. So again, that was a wonderful podcast, and that was again, when Great Divine Has a Purpose, and I'll put that in the end screen. I'll put that and the other one we did, The Beauty of Life, because I think they were great. And you can see the fumble I did on the screen in the Divine Has a Purpose. So I put both of those in the end screen. So, and Lord Lamont, we'll be having another father and son discussion Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna have him this time. We're gonna have his guitar on there. I don't know where in the audio. I'm gonna put it in there, probably in the beginning, because I want people to hear him play his guitar. He's really good at it. He plays the guitar, and my Ethan, my 10-year-old, salute. He plays the French horn, and his sister Angel plays the viola, and it's like a violin. It's called the viola. And I wanted to bring up something. There's something I heard an individual say, that playing the violin is gay. No, it's not. I disagree with that. Playing the violin is not gay. So whoever said that, well, I know who said it, but he's a good brother. I know who said it. He's a good brother, but I don't agree with him on that. Playing the violin is not gay. It isn't. Because I know it's a brother I listen to on YouTube. I'm subscribed to, and he's a hip hop violinist. And I don't agree with that. We gotta stop that. We know what's gay and what's not, but playing a violin is not gay. It's just an instrument. And like I said, it's a brother right here on YouTube, and he cold, and he plays hip hop. He calls himself the hip hop violinist. So I disagree with that. We gotta stop that shit. All instrument of, when it comes to an instrument of music, there's no such thing as it's gay or nothing. Like, no. See, right there, that's that society shit. Gotta watch that. So I just wanted to bring that up. I disagree with that. It's just, I love instruments and I love music, and if it's something that I don't agree with, pertaining to music, I'm gonna speak on it like we all should. But it's in love, at the end of the day. But that's just something I don't agree with. I don't think the violin makes you gay. It's stupid. All right, so I disagree with that. But moving on. Again, my son plays the French horn. His sister plays the viola, and it's something like a violin. And Lord Lamont plays the guitar, which he's gonna play Saturday. We're gonna have another music session. I don't know what we're gonna do. It's just, spontaneity. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But like I said, great music lives forever. As most of us, especially us Golden School brothers and sisters, we already know the value in great music, whether it's R&B, blues, rhythm and blues. I'm talking about the old school blues, and of course today's rhythm and blues. Just good music, and also back when it was groups, and percussions and instruments in the studio. My son and I talked about that, but again, refreshing music is good for our chakras. So listen to some good music when we can. So let's move over to PM Don, which is on the banner and or thumbnail. And again, I love this video. And salute to Atala Shabazz, as I was speaking on. Again, we played a clip of her speaking on her father, Malcolm X. Rest in peace and in power again. And a salute to all black historians, because I do this anyway, even without Black History Month. But it is Black History Month. And happy B-Day to my brother Marlon. And a salute to my sister Shahina. And a salute to one's family and my children. Divine family, biological family. Divine children, biological children. Yeah, today you might hear a little siren in the background. Every other Wednesday they play that siren stuff in the city. So if you hear that, forgive me. But again, salute to Atala Shabazz. I meant to finish it. It's in the beginning of the audio when Great Divine has a purpose, and that'll be in the end screen. And it related to that comment I was saluting about. The person said, "It's nice to see fathers and sons grow together," and it is. And my son and I were speaking on reels. There's a reel out there called, I think It's So Mario or It's So Manio or something like that. And he's a streaming, and it's him and his father. And they got if I said that wrong, forgive me. But it's a streaming, and I watched it. It was funny. As soon as I clicked onto the reel, I immediately started laughing. So I got to tell my son about that. I might have got it wrong, but I think it's So Mario or It's So Manio or something like that. But the people who've heard of them know who I'm talking about. Very, very funny. And again, it's him and I think his friends, they stream. And it's his dad that be on there sometimes. And I watched one yesterday, and his uncle came in there. And I'm just going to talk on this for a minute, and I'm going to get over to PM Don, and what this song was about. I didn't get to finish. But I was watching this reel. And again, this is a inspiration to daughters and sons or fathers and sons. But I was watching this reel that I was just talking about, and it had the uncle on there, and it looked like they were praying. And I guess the guy that runs the stream, the young brother that runs the stream, was on one side, and another young brother was on the other side, and the uncle was standing up. They were sitting down. The uncle was standing up. He was in the middle of them, and it looked like they were praying. And he punched both of them in the chest. It was so funny. It was hilarious. And he said, they looked at him like, "Unc, what was that for?" He said, "Y'all didn't help me do nothing. Had me chopping down trees and all type of shit." I immediately started laughing. I can't. You have to hear it. It was funny. So I was just bringing that up because Lord Lamont, he's been wanting me to stream, but I'm kind of, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm the king of solitude, and Lord Lamont would tell you that I'm the king of solitude. And so, but he was telling me how it's not enough positive streamers as far as dads goes. Well, actually, he said black dads, and that was his motive for wanting me to stream, because of the positive aspect. So that's salute to Lord Lamont for that. So, and he said a lot of not all black dads out there, but some of them he sees streaming. A lot of them are kind of grown adolescents, and they're still trying to act like they're young. But some are aware of they're doing that. Some are not. I've been in that space. I know what that feels like, especially as black men. Black men, we can be trapped in that. We can be close to our 50s, and sometimes we just don't realize it. So I say all the time, can't break a spell unless we know and we're under one. And that's kind of a spell. You gotta seek knowledge and stay aware of yourself. Pay attention to yourself. And then you be like, whoa, but again, everybody has their journey. So that was his motive for wanting to stream and all that, not just getting paid or anything like that. He said he just wanted to see more positive dads and sons streaming. So I salute him for that. But I just wanted to bring that up because I was saluting the person that commented that, and I think it was God Love, if I'm not mistaken. And has a look like the picture of the universe or something in the profile pic. But salute to that and all comments that comment. I do appreciate you. And reading Lord Lamont, we don't take this for granted because it's beautiful when we just let it flow like Mama Nature. Like on some of these podcasts I have on the banner, sometimes you'll see Mama Nature. So just wanted to speak on that. So let's get to PM Don. And we all know who PM Don is. And this song is beautiful. And I listen to it at work. It's in my playlist. And we've all heard it. You send me. And it's got that song. Huh? Ba, 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 ba. I know there's something to. I mean, y'all know who I'm talking about. But I love music. But that's what the sampling, that's what they sample. I have to look that song up, but we all heard the song, what I'm talking about. But if you hear this song here, and it's Memories of Bliss. Forgive me if I'm misquoting. I didn't write it down or look it up. But I think it's Memories of Bliss. You send me through bliss or something like that. The song is refreshing. That's how I came up with the title. And of course, when we hear it, and it has that Milli Vanilli beat, that doom 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 doom, girl, you send me. Yeah, so we heard the song, and so it's just refreshing to listen to. And again, this is a song that will live forever, as many other songs that has the same frequency as this. And I'm gonna get into some artists, just a few artists that I probably spoke on before, and we all probably know. And once I name them, you'll see why I came up with the title. Refreshing music is good for our chakras. Man, it's just, how many of us have heard songs that send chills through our body? Real talk. Now, that's the kind of music I'm talking about. And I'm talking about golden school to new school, because we do have some current artists that have good music. You just got to sift through the toxic stuff, as we all know. But let's move over to PMD. And again, he was singing in this song, as I was talking about a little while ago, about this song reminds me, as I said, as to how a lot of us brothers have felt when we come across a beautiful sister, how it make us feel. I'm not even talking about in a lustful way either. Of course, as a man, with that, we got that part, we're going to feel some of that too, but I'm not talking about just that. Just how, just when we see a beautiful sister, it's like, wow, especially when they're beautiful inside and out, as I said. And I've done, audio or videos on that too, podcasts about beautiful women, where I just talking about, or beautiful women but beautiful sisters. And I've also done some on righteous brothers, so I try to touch on as many subjects and topics as one can, whatever comes up in our spirit, like a lot of us do out here. Reachers and teachers, our generals, brothers or sisters, or in our families. But that's what this song reminded me of, when I listened to it, and it had the sisters in the video, and I love the video, the graphics and all that, and how the brother was dancing, how how the other brother was, and I love this melody, how he rapped. So that's what I mean about great music will live forever, lives on, So this was a beautiful song. So this is our inspiration today, the wonderful group PM Don. So let's, I want to read a little background on him. We all know who PM Don is, and so let's get into it. My hip hop lovers, or just my music lovers in general, let's go. PM Don is an American hip hop artist and R&B act formed in 1988 by the brothers Attrell. Now, forgive me if I say these names wrong. Attrell Cordes, known by his stage name Prince B, sometimes credited as Prince B the Nocturnal. I like that. And Jarnett Cordes, known as, they must have been brothers. Huh. Let me see. Let me go back, y'all. Excuse me. Just kind of, let me see. Yeah, they must have been brothers. Artez Cordes, let me see, and Jarnett Cordes. Oh, wow. They were brothers, apparently. All right. Credited to Prince B, the Nocturnal, and Jarnett Cordes, known as Eternal, Eternal or DJ Minute Mix. Dope. In Jersey City, New Jersey. It had significant CPM down. Let me see. It had significant crossover success in the early 1990s with music that merged hip hop, older soul, and more pop oriented urban R&B. Wow, so they touched a lot of different kinds of genres. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, PM Don. Salute. I love this song. You send me. It always make me feel good when I hear it. So that's what I mean. How, good refreshing music is good for it. It refreshes the chakra. It's good for our chakras all day long. Man, so I got 4 spell breaker statements, and I do got, again, a list of some artists. Let me see. Some brothers, some sisters, some, maybe older, maybe new. And I'm gonna get into that. And of course, I'm gonna have a hip hop break. And so when I come back from the hip hop break, we're gonna run through the list of the names, and then we're gonna do the 4 spell breaker statements. And salute to all great music artists that really care about their craft or art. And this is underground, and I'm just talking about those who are streaming or known. I'm talking about underground brothers and sisters too, that work hard on their music and really care about their craft. I salute you too. Always acknowledge those who aren't being seen or known. You know what I'm saying? So I salute them. Keep doing it. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing what you love. I always say, folks, do what we love what we do. That's any art, any craft, but just talking about music right now. And again, salute to PM Don, because they are our inspiration today. Y'all know how I do it. I have I tribute the artists I may have on the banner and or thumbnail, and I always list a few. And again, salute to Lord Lamont, who loves music, and L'Oreal Lyrical, rest in peace and in power, and all the music lovers in my family. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break. Y'all know I always have a hip hop stimulation break. Let me see. I have 2 summaries also that I want to break down, because I always say leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Remember, those who listen, I'm learning with you sometimes, and that's beautiful. It's just wonderful, It's beautiful when one is just true from the belly of our soul. All right, so I'm going to get to this hip hop break. Let's see, I don't remember what the songs are. Let me see what the songs are. And this brothers, and on the banner here, it just, the brothers, just the video, of course, we've all seen the video. They just look cool. Man, I loved it. All right, 2 songs I played before. The first one is True to This. How many of us feel this? My true artists out there. We talking about any art, but we stopping on music, hip hop, R&B, blues. And salute to T.I.'s son, I can't remember what his name is, his oldest son. And Messiah, salute to Messiah, who is, I think he's taking up a blues career. So salute to that. Lord Lamont mentioned that. Yeah, someone, because Lord Lamont, he can kind of relate, because Messiah, if I'm saying his name wrong, forgive me. But I think it's Messiah, T.I.'s son. He's going into blues, and he plays the guitar. And Lord Lamont relates to that. So salute to that. All right, and anyone, any young artists out there, brother or sister that do care about their craft, I salute you too. All right, so let's get the first song is True to This. Again, that's how a lot of us feel. And the next one is Love. Do we know what it means? That word get thrown around, but do we know what love really means? All right, the first song is True to This. Again, I played both of these songs before, but they're for those who haven't heard it. Like I always say, or a reminder. Let's see. Gotta mess around with it. Yep, so True to This. Be back after this.
I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, not new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this, I'm true to this. EBX, and I always rock, yeah. Straight up from my soul. I lift my family, sisters, and bro, and my children, and that's all I see. I want us all in the streets, meant to be free. A mind, body, and soul. Stay up on the go, and never stop, yeah. and I said so. Yeah. A positive power, man, I feel it all up in my brain. We never know what's gonna happen while we on this plane. Yeah, in this life, do things to stay sane. We got no time meant to be insane. Yeah, and stay in our positive lane. Yeah, I don't give a damn if it's dawn or rain. Yeah. I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this, I'm true to this. EBX. I done say things, man, that keep us moving on. These songs in this life, man, we gotta stay strong. You can see, never be weak. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be free and keep on protecting, yeah, as you and me. Yeah, and I will drop this kind of stuff all the time. How I do this in my rhyme, I connect to that divine. I get it in my brain. I stand up on this ground, and yeah, on this plane, I'm with this positive sound. I can't stop this, man. I don't see no quit. No, I ain't new to this. I'm too busy being true to this. True to this. True to this. True to this. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this. I'm true to this. Yeah, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah, I never knew to this. I'm true to this. EBX. One. Yeah, I said yeah. One. EBX. One. Let go, let go. Yeah. One. Let go. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I never knew to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I never knew to this. I'm true to this. EBX. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I never knew to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah. I never knew to this. I'm true to this. EBX.
One. All right. Yep. You heard that. But that's for all of us. Say that to yourself. One. That mean you won, brothers and sisters, family. You won with what? That great divine and Mama Nature. I'm telling you. And I'm serious. I'm not just trying to sound all cosmic. You know, we that's why we got to think. See, now again, I mean, many of us speak on this. That's how society have us. This world have us thinking, you know, we can't think big. We think it's something wrong with thinking big. You know, that is possible, brothers and sisters, to think big without ego or, you know, pride or, you know, toxic pride. Just thinking big in a righteous way. You know, that is possible. You know, without being conceited or ego driven or anything of that. You know, we still do all the human qualities, discipline and accountability, all those great things. But all of us can think big, especially in that soul, you know. And I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, conditioning, folks. You hear me say that 1,000 times. A conditioning. You know, I learned that from from who? The great Malcolm X. It's every black person on the planet have come under, and not some, all of us. It's just different levels, different ways, different sways. Again, like Lord of Mine always say, I swear I be rhyming. I don't be meaning to, but you know, some, you know, worse than others. But that conditioning, folks, again, can't break a spell unless we know we're under one. You know, and if we can help ourselves, if we do know better, if we know better and we're healthy, mind, body, and soul. I put emphasis on that. If there's no handicaps or nothing, you know, if it's something we can control, then there is no excuses, you know. And we want to live a good life, you know, best way one can, just being ourselves. And again, knowing what love is. And that's what I get from that great divine and Mama Nature. That's real love. Like I said, those two forces can be the most gentlest forces we'll ever experience, but it's also the most powerful. So don't F with it, you know, just flow with it. Be parallel with Mama Nature and that great divine, and it will show us what love is. So this the next song. Love, do we know what it means? All right, be back after this.
Love, do we know what it means? Love is more than a thing. Love, do we know what it means? talking about love. It's more than just a thing. Love. And do we know what it means? Love. Yeah, I'm here to teach my brothers and my sisters too. And making sure we do what we gotta do and make it through. I don't hurt you or hurt nobody else. And we won't lose. Man, we gotta win. Look deep within. Watch out for wrong things and so-called sin. And just be the best of ourselves. Yeah, in the future we will get help. Yeah, cause what we put out is what we get back. Yeah, and don't ever look to the past. Yeah, you can't change what's behind your ass. Gotta keep that love, that way we last. Yeah, and keep the divine in our mind. Yeah, keep that love and we'll be fine. Yeah, and stay up on this loving scene. But we got to know what it means. Woo! Love. Do we know what it means? Love. It's more than just a thing. Love. Do we know what it means? Love. Yeah. It was a time I went through hard things. That's why I'm here today. And I say, and I'm here, man, yeah, to lift you. You can make it, yeah, and we can make it through. You don't hurt nobody, yeah, to get by. And tell the truth, man, and don't lie. Gotta be it cool as we can. And believe in what we got and where we stand. And be a woman, yeah, or be a man. And you will be okay. And listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, keep your brain, never go insane. Never know what happened while we on this plane. Love. Do we know what it means? Love. Cause it's more than just a thing. Love. Do we know what it means? Love. Love. It's more than just a thing. Love.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. Do we know what it means? Man, music is beautiful, you know, when we appreciate it, you know, and remember, it's a gift from that great divine. That's another thing we got to remember. And I played that song because that's what we need to have in our music, man. That's a wonderful frequency for our chakras. And, man, you can't tell me, again, just think of songs that, man, put chills in our body, you know, real talk. So we're going to get back to the mojo, and I'm going to get to this summary. And let me see. Get back to the mojo. All right, brothers and sisters, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. All right, let me see. Let's get into it. And you know, I always like to have my summaries. Forgive me for the shuffling. You might hear a little shuffling, but let's get into it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's break it down. Let's talk about the importance of great music. Refreshing, you know, how I want to really break it down. How refreshing music is good for our chakras. Let's go. Good or great music, particularly those featuring specific frequencies, instruments. That's why I say that gay shit about the violin, we got to do away with that. It's just an instrument. So I disagree with that, like I said. Okay, go again. Good or great music, particularly those featuring specific frequencies, instruments, or mantras, acts as a vibrational tool to unlock, balance, and align the 7 chakras by lowering cortisol, reducing stress, and inducing emotional release. Like I said, how music make us feel. Music helps shift energy centers from stagnant to flowing. Nature, you know, natural. Fostering more grounded and self-aware state. Hear that? See, that's why it matters. That's why it matters, the kind of music we listen to. Let me see. Yeah, so that was that summary. And I did have another little part of that summary, but I think that kind of sums it up. Because I got to kind of shorten the podcast here. Because again, we just never know. Because that podcast Lord Lamont and I did recently, when Divine Has a Purpose, that was supposed to be a short one. If you hear me in there, I was like, this gonna be a short one, but it ended up being an hour. See, when you do what you love and love what you do, I mean, we talk about anything, but Lord Lamont and we really get into these discussions and we don't even realize an hour go by. So that's what that divine zone is all about. Get into your art and your craft. And remember, folks, we talking about whatever craft or art that is. We just stopping on music and all kinds. But of course, speaking on smooth hip hop like PMD, I mean, this didn't even seem like a hip hop song, really. It seemed like more of an R&B. And like it said in that summary I read about them, that was their flavor of music. And man, and they had that PM Don had that kind of music. Anybody could listen to it. Children, grown folks. That's a good frequency. That's the kind of music we need to have, Again, we talk about the hard truths too now. We got to keep that aggression in there too, so, but a righteous motivation, so to speak, and it shines through the music, even through the real and the hard, because we can be a righteous gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like Project Pat, I speak on sometimes. All right, so that was a summary, and I'm gonna read some of these names I had, and I got 4 spellbreaker statements, and as I always say, I'm gonna salute you divine generals on to your divine life. So let's go through some of these names of some artists, some male, some female, some brother, some sisters that have refreshing music. All right, okay, PM Don is on top of the list because that's our inspiration today, and I love their music. And anybody heard them, their music is definitely the definition of refreshing and just good warm music. And again, like this song on my thumbnail and banner, again, it's about how a beautiful sister can make us feel. I always say, if sisters only knew how, man, the beauty and the power they possess when they know themselves, real talk is beautiful. All right. So thank PM Don for pointing that out. The brothers on the banner, you got to admit, they look cool. And then if you watch the video, I love how they dance and stuff. It's just a cool song. All right, moving over. Aaliyah, rest in peace and in power. Y'all know I talk about, my son and I were just recently speaking on Aaliyah. I even got her picture in my phone. And, I get pissed off when I get to talking about Aaliyah's and passing and stuff. But I ain't going to get into that. We all know she brought refreshing music. Beautiful. Sade, who is still alive and always had beautiful music. I love Sade. I'm sure we all do. And she's definitely a definition of refreshing music. Mary J. Blige is one of my favorite all-time artists. As I mentioned, I said on a few podcasts ago, I commented on a photo of her. And I said that she got me through some tough times back in the 90s. She's like a female Al Green. I've said this before, but I just, man, I used to, her music, and again, she got the kind of music that will live forever. Real talk. So salute to Mary J. Blige and any artist, any sister or a female that made music like hers that just, man, it has a good vibration for our chakras, all 7. So salute to Mary J. And she's still radiant and beautiful to this day. And we all know she's been through a lot of challenges. So, all right. And I spoke on her before, but, sometimes I speak on artists I may have spoken on in the past, but different categories. All right, moving over. Lupe Fiasco, who name I messed up on the podcast. I called him Lupo, and I meant to say Lupe. But great artist. Kick Push, we all know, greatest song of all time. Superstar, love that song. And I got those are my two favorite, but I'm sure he has others. I have to kind of research because I haven't heard a lot of his music. But those 2 are on my playlist. So salute to Lupe Fiasco. He's one of them. Man, all right, and brothers like him that got that same kind of frequency, and those who listening know what I'm talking about. Rappers like that is needed, real talk, and that's a song that'll live forever. That Kick Push, you kidding me? That song will last forever, and it's so refreshing to listen to it. And you cannot listen to that song and not sing along to it. I be at work because I listen to it at work. I be at work talking about some kick, push, and it grabs me. It's like I don't care who looking. When I'm feeling it, I don't care. I'm dancing right there on the spot because I love dancing. If those don't know, I love dancing. All right, so salute to Lupe Fiasco. You hear me bring him up every now and then. And another group I've been listening to that's in my playlist is Roger and Zach. Heard it through the grapevine. I've been listening to that lately, and them songs and I can make you dance if you want me to. That, oh man, I hear them songs, I go crazy. See, that's what I'm talking about, and songs like that is good for our vibration, and it's good, clean, and again, that's music right there. Anybody can listen to, younger or older, and that's kind of what our new upcoming artists study. Roger and Zap, music like that. I'm telling you. All right, moving over to Frankie Beverly and Maze. That's from my golden school, like Roger and Zap. That's my golden school, and I got that album. I got Roger and Zap too. I actually got the vinyl. Like I said, I got 75 vinyl albums my mom gave me. Salute to my mom. Again, my family too, Yeah. And again, happy birthday to my brother Marlon. I didn't touch on that enough. Today is his birthday. Black History Month, ain't that something? I just realized that. And salute to my sister Shahina. I mentioned them again. I think I mentioned them in the beginning of the podcast, because I know I don't speak on them a lot. But yeah, and I got another brother named Cadius. Salute to him, Yep. So, because they know about this music I'm talking about. Yeah, but Roger and Zap, I was just listening to them yesterday, and we all know how that music can make you feel. I'm talking about even young people are like Roger and Zap, real talk. Grapevine and Make You Dance, two of my favorite songs. I like all of them, but those two my favorite, and I got them in my playlist. Frankie Beverly, Maze, Salute. Again, I got both of those albums. Yep, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I got that album too. That's in my playlist. That's some good frequency music. I'm telling you, this is all good frequencies, brothers and sisters. It's medicine to our chakras. All right. I even like Phil Collins, Paradise. When I listen to that song Paradise, and we all know Phil Collins made some good music. And I know he's not a black artist, but Phil Collins, I like Phil Collins music, and I got him in my playlist. And that song that really gets to me is Paradise. And we all have heard that song, Paradise. And it's about not taking life for granted. And if you listen to the song, he's singing about a guy that walks off, a homeless a homeless woman walks up to him. If you listen to the lyrics, you see what he's talking about. And he's talking about how good we have it sometimes, and how we can be so spoiled as a society, and take things for granted. We have everything and still not be satisfied. So that's why he was saying we living in paradise. It goes back to what me and Lord Lamont was saying. As bad as we think our life can be, those of us that do have a home and a roof over our head, that be ungrateful, as bad as we think life can be, it could always be worse, brothers and sisters. So that's what centers me. So that's what I get from that song, Paradise. And of course, him and Phil Bailey, which is from Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love his voice, his what they call his octave tone voice. That song they made, She's an Easy Lover. That song, I love that song, and it was so fun. If you watch the video, they look like they had a ball. See, good frequency, brothers and sisters. So that was a good, refreshing frequency song, real talk. So. Yep, so those were some artists I wanted to mention. And again, salute to all great music lovers and or artists, because that's a salute for those who may not do music, but that know music and educated about it. I salute them too. And yeah. So that song Paradise, that's what and he got a lot of songs I like. Phil Collins made some great music. He really did. And I think even Bone Thugs and Harmony did a song with him. I forget which one it was. I have to look it up. But salute to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They make good frequency music, real talk. And they're touring. I think they got some current things going on, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but they did a song with him. Because Phil Collins made some great music. And you got to admit, if you really listen to that song, Paradise, it'll make you think. It really do. Yeah, it really will. So all those artists I named, and again, all artists that really truly care about their craft and their art, underground or known, emphasis on truly care about their art. I salute you, and music lovers who don't do music. I salute you too. All right, so those are some names that I had that I wanted to give. And of course, PM Don is our inspiration. And get to these 4 spellbreaker statements. And as I said, I'm going to salute you, divine journal zone, to your divine life. And as I said, folks, great music lives forever. And those that love music the way I do, you know what I'm talking about. So let's get to these 4 spellbreaker statements. Number 1, my leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Good frequency music is the best. Again, how it make us feel, and study our chakras about things, especially when it comes to music. Really pay attention what we listen to, what we let come into our psyche, and just, music that send chills to our bodies. I love music like that, and music that'll make us think, like I was saying about that song Paradise. Some songs have a story and really heartfelt. Some songs can bring you to tears. Some songs can make you sad. Some songs can make you a little angry. Some songs can make you happy. What I always say, folks, music is like emotion, and we need them all, to kind of help understand what makes us tick when it comes to music. All right. So good frequency music is good for the soul, and it's the best, and study our music when we listen to it. I've learned to do that because there was a time I didn't do that. It's songs I had been listening to for years, and it's crazy. I'm sure I'm not the only one that have done this. Never really listened to the lyrics. I listen to the lyrics now and really listen to it because it does matter. Frequency, folks. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 2. Educate ourselves on different kinds of music. It's wonderful. Like Lord Lamont and I do, different genres. Don't just get stuck on one. Know different instruments and different things, All right. Spellbreaker statement number 3. Everyone has the right to contribute a verse. I got that from the movie Hustle and Flow. Y'all remember the skinny white dude said that? And that's true. If it come from the soul, come from the heart, and you love what you do and you do what you love, you have the right to contribute a verse, whether it's singing, rapping, wherever it may be. Again, as I say, Great Divine gave all of us an ability and or skill. Some of it just may come through music, so don't let nobody ever tell you what you can't do when it comes to music. If you feel it in your soul and it's meant for you to do it, but make sure it's coming from your soul, yourself, and a divine spirit, and don't sign no contracts, do no damn deals, do your own thing. At least that's my opinion and or theory. So, all right. And you'll love yourself and you'll thank yourself better. Let it come naturally. Let that music flow naturally, a righteous frequency. So again, Spellbreaker statement number 3. Everyone has the right to contribute a verse or sing. Again, I got that from that movie, Hustle and Flow, which is one of my favorite movies. I actually got that movie. I got that. I got Get Rich or Die Trying. I got 8 Mile. Yes, I pretty much seen all the hip hop movies. I love hip hop. I love music in general. So, as well as Lord Lamont. Salute. Like all our music lovers out there, I'm sure. They go from DJs to artists to rappers to singers. When we love music, just about everything we see or do connects to music, and that's a real love. Like I say, do we know what it means? Real talk. We go from relationships to music, do we really know what having that divine love is all about, especially when it comes to music? Like I said, I got all the movies. That Compton movie, I can't remember the title. Straight Outta Compton, I got that too. I've seen all of them. I love music. So, like I said, everyone has the right to contribute a verse. I got that movie. That movie got that from Hustle and Flow. Like I said. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 4 has to be divine power. Through the ups and downs. Stick with that divine. That's when it comes to the solitude moments, when we get into challenges. Because it's not easy to stay on a righteous frequency with music. Things can pull us away. The old saying goes, new level, new devil. So we got to be ready for things like that too, because not everybody is going to welcome you in to your newfound music or newfound gift when it comes to music. So, it's like you almost don't even want to think about things like that, but can't be stupid either. So that's why I say let nothing stop us from doing what we love, especially when it comes to music, because a lot of us have been doing, especially us OGs, whether it's brother or sister, we've been doing music since the 90s, like myself, and we've never been in the limelight. That's strength. That's power. Now that's power. That's what I mean by that divine power right there. Like I said, Spellbreaker statement number 4 has to be divine power. That's what will push us through in the end. Again, go back to that righteous in the present. Stick with what we love. And the real ones, the real warriors and generals, they will come along our path. As I love to say, Great Divine always sends warriors along our path. But we stick to our craft and stay focused and vigilant you know, like PM Don did. They stuck to their craft. PM Don stuck to their music, and their music will live forever. So that's something I'll leave for current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, the music lovers, you know, those who create music and sing, rap, or have anything to do with music. If you're just a beat maker or play instruments, make music that lasts forever, you know, real talk, just like PM Don did. So salute to PM Don. They were our inspiration today, and salute to everyone that was in that video and all the beautiful sisters and the producers and whoever made the beat. And, you know, because I always include the beat maker, because they are the soul of good music, or great music, you know. So be thankful for the great, you know, wonderful divine frequencies of music that we have gotten, like those artists I read, you know. I tried to get a little bit of the golden school and a little bit of the new, you know. We got to broaden our minds above and beyond when it comes to music and life in general, but we stopping on music, you know. So again, thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion, thus EBX and Lord Lamont Show. And he and I will be having a discussion again Saturday, and he will be playing his guitar, because it is here. And so again, keep listening to some good music, and thank you, PM Don, for your great music, and other artists like them, you know, that cared about their craft and that made music that will live forever. So thank those for coming in. Stay righteously motivated and stay with it, brothers and sisters, you know. And stay paying attention to good music, you know. And you know why? Because, man, I got it, most of my music, well, all of my music lovers that love music the way I do, they know what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you. Listen to music that send chills through your body, that motivates you to do better, you know, and it makes you want to, you know, show care to others. Just good frequency music. It's just wonderful, you know. Keep ourselves in a positive space, especially when it comes to music, brothers and sisters. I mean it. I'm telling you, all over the world, brother, sister, family in the world, online, you know. And never forget, you know, refreshing music is so good for our chakras. Salute. This has been brought to you by Mama Nature and that great divine. Salute, PM Don.